As a successful business owner herself, our next guest is helping these women and other future business leaders and owners get a head start. Here to share more is Annette Gray, founder and CEO of the Global Business Development Center Entrepreneurship Institute. So nice to have you with us. How are you?
Good morning. It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but there's a lot to say because you're doing such great work.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And congratulations because you were in 2018 Nonprofit of the Year by the Palm Beach Black Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yes.
That's exciting. Yes. So it says a lot about the work you're doing.
Very honored. Very honored.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your organization.
GBDC Entrepreneurship Institute truly was and is a labor of love. And it focuses around the challenges that I experienced in my entrepreneurship career. So, you know, every day I strive. We say we work with entrepreneurs from 9 to 99, and it really is true. Our youngest entrepreneur is 9 years old.
Oh my gosh.
But I've been an entrepreneur for 21 years, thereabouts, and all of the challenges that I've faced, I have attempted to address with this organization. So we work with young entrepreneurs around entrepreneurial education. We don't necessarily focus on the opening of the enterprise. Yeah. We focus on entrepreneurial education and the transferable skills. So we don't think that every 9-year-old is going to become a business owner.
Sure.
But what we do know is they will become better community leaders. They will become better communicators, leaders, negotiators, because all of those skills are life skills that are transferable.
Sure.
So through our Kidpreneur Leadership Academy, our young people start and manage their own city. They learn how the integral parts of a city work together, and they also learn career development and leadership development. But most importantly, they get the exposure outside of their community so that they can in the future feel more comfortable in environments that's beyond their reach at this time.
That's smart. So educational, especially at a young age.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Talk about some of the barriers that you help people overcome, because we saw some of that in the piece from Urban Philanthropies. Some of the roadblocks sometimes that minorities and people in the African American community face when they want to start a business. So what are some of those challenges that you help and mentor people through?
Largely, I know everyone talks about funding and financing, but primarily it's your personal brand as an individual. That personal brand is something that if you start developing it early in your career, it's likely if someone came into you and you didn't know who they were, would you want to lend them money?
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. Tell me more about yourself.
Exactly.
Before I hand over a big check.
Managing your personal brand, becoming known for something, and particularly something that you're passionate about, developing longevity, developing resources and relationships. So we talk a lot about writing that business plan. Most of our adult entrepreneurs are transitioning from careers. We focus a lot on that transition period.
Yeah.
And we're very intentional in developing the brand, very intentional in looking at the marketplace, because a lot of people start businesses that they're passionate about, and that passion is wonderful.
Sure.
I focus on the passion of making money and being profitable.
And being sustainable, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
And going into non-traditional industries. There are a lot of competition.
Give us an example.
Non-traditional, and the previous guest talked about Uber.
Yeah.
Look at the marketplace and look at what challenges what problems need to be solved. So industries, for example, I'm a commercial real estate broker. I don't know of many brokerage in commercial real estate that is owned by an African American female. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but I started my my commercial career in redevelopment, and 20 years ago that was largely a very male-populated industry. Now there are a lot of female residential realtors, right?
Sure.
But from the commercial brokerage standpoint. So take a look at the marketplace, because competition is competition.
Sure.
So if the industry is 95% female, that is competition.
Sure.
Right?
So do your homework. is what you're
Absolutely.
saying.
Do your
Yeah.
homework, solve a problem. We talked a lot about not just going towards the traditional routes, but looking at the marketplace and doing your market research and solving a problem, developing your personal brand, and try not to be so traditional in your choices.
So let's talk about something I know you're very proud of, your MELT bus.
Yes.
And MELT stands for something. So walk us through this really cool endeavor that you've been dreaming about and pushing for many, many years, and it's finally come to fruition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year labor of love.
Yeah.
You're starting to get that theme in
the
my
theme,
life, right?
Yes.
In developing entrepreneurs, young and old, until South Florida gets a little bit better at transportation. I know we're working at that.
Sure.
But one of the largest issues with serving the community is access, right? And so I needed to bring the programs to those who were challenged with transportation. So I worked with our local government municipality and transportation company, PalmTran, and to gain access to a bus. We then gutted it, retrofitted it with computers. So it is Mobile Entrepreneurship Leadership and Training Unit. And so we develop entrepreneurs. Same thing we do in our bricks and mortar office, but just making it a little bit more accessible to those who can't get out much.
What I like too is you said it's also to help those who are homeless who want to start a business and they want to get a job, frankly, and they kind of use the MELT bus as like their home base, right? In a way.
Absolutely,
Talk about
absolutely. So one of the challenges in just job hunting is being able to have an email or a phone number or somewhere where a message center. So our new program going forward in 2020 is those homeless, the population who is actually seeking employment, we will design and give business cards with the MELT bus, their name, the MELT bus, email, and phone number. And so we're basically incubating around the job search process. So we're very excited about that program.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
There's a movement too for African Americans to buy black. And you hear that. Talk about that for a moment and why that's so important to the community and really just to everyone. Don't you think, to be aware of that these businesses are owned by African Americans and to go and to shop there, and right? So talk about why buy black is so important.
I think it's culturally, all other cultures support their own.
Yeah.
They're cheerleaders, they're financial supporters. And historically, however, in a lot of the Black African American communities, the vendors were of different races. And for whatever reason, maybe access to capital, family support, and to have sustainability.
Sure.
And that has changed today. Today, there are a diverse number of African American businesses, service and otherwise. And so, we have to, and part of my soapbox, please don't let me get on it.
But you're in the chair, you have the floor. Yeah.
Is really self-education about accessible resources and support of each other. I think one of the important things is once the rest of the world see that we're capable of supporting each other, I think additional support will follow. And that's the Buy Black movement, I think, is an integral part of that.
And is there also a movement, and we heard it in the piece about urban philanthropies, is to take those businesses and make sure that they are inside some of the predominantly black communities, right? Don't start this business and then take it outside. Bring it back to the community where you came from so that we can continue to help each other and grow.
Absolutely. And I think I go back to knowing what resources are available.
Right.
I'm a former CRA commissioner, Community Redevelopment Agency. And there are a lot of economic development programs that our constituents do not know about. It's marketing, is assistance with rent, your lease abatements, grants for facade developments. And so when you look into thriving communities, African American business owners really think from a financial standpoint they can't afford it. So if you actually do get educated about the resource, get out and network beyond your comfort zone, and find out there is actually a lot of programs out there that can help you keep the business in that community. And if you remember, organizations like a CRA is designed to help you flourish within their community because they want to make a big community impact as well.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you so much. It was great to have you with us.
It was wonderful. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we'll have more information for you about all of the programs and the organizations discussed on today's program on our Facebook page at Your South FL.